Welcome to the Tattered Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch, and here's my host, Casey.
Hello?
Dave.
What's up?
Mikey.
Yo.
And we're here at TNTVS, This and That Virtual Shop. Dave is the owner, and we're recording from here today. We're here to talk about the Sega. Dave.
Sega. Some good stuff. Released Japan 1988 Sega Genesis, but before the Genesis we had some Sega Master ahead of time. Genesis was, I guess, the system that I grew up on. It was my first off, it was a little bit cheaper. It was $85. It wasn't $100. God forbid we spent an extra $15. But it was $85 back then. But like a lot of people don't know that the pack-in game on the Sega was not Sonic. It actually started off with Altered Beast. And
Great game.
Yeah, fantastic game.
Hard game.
Very hard game. But Altered Beast was an arcade port only. And most people didn't know what Altered Beast was. If they didn't play it in the arcade, like, what the hell is this game? And so eventually Sega came up with a better plan, and they created a little blue hedgehog as their pack-in game, and everybody knows he was Sonic now.
Sonic 3 was the best one.
Sonic 3 was good. I think so.
Well, of the original trilogy.
The trilogy, yeah, but Knuckles, I know the way. Knuckles was just a badass. I mean, come on, he's Knuckles. And then eventually he ends up getting his own game through Sega, through 32X. So
yeah, that is true. I still have not played that
never
game.
did until later, until they felt bad for him, put him on Switch. Here you go, Tails. Oh, ain't that nice, you fucker? All you did was ever kill me. I didn't like Tails. Tails is just a hanger-on. He was like a cool kid hanger-on.
Well, technically, you're Sonic, so you're hanging on him. White flies.
Yeah. Sonic was in and of himself. He was cool, but they came out with Tails, and Tails just did his own thing, and but Knuckles shows up, and he's got boxing gloves on. For Christ's sake, he's ready to kick some ass. He's like a steroided red thing, whatever the hell he was supposed to be.
Sonic Booby's looking real thick.
Sonic Booby.
Now, like me, I remember you playing Sega growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did you play mainly on there? And Casey did as well.
So actually, I didn't play. I didn't grow up playing Sonic because the first system when I first got the Sega, Sonic wasn't the pack-in game, so I started off playing Altered Beast and Welcome to Your Doom. Yeah, it was a weird ass game, but cool game, badass nonetheless. They made a version of it later on in PS2, Japanese only. We never got it, of course, which sucks major portions of ass and Big Roberts. Okay, so or Big Richards. It would have been nice if it was released over here. We never got it. But anyway, I grew up. I was always a sports kid, and I was a sports fanatic. So, I played a lot of football, baseball, basketball throughout my childhood, throughout high school, middle school, whatever. So, but mainly what I played. You laughing at me there?
I'm laughing at Mikey.
Because I was man. That just no. That's some good stuff. Well, yeah, I'm not drinking pop. Okay, this is Twisted Tea with a combination of like Steel something.
Steel Reserve.
Some Smirnoff, whatever the fuck.
Steel Reserve.
What is it?
Steel Reserve.
And then
Whatever
some
you can find later around.
Raspberry Twisted Tea, and whatever the hell.
That is a concoction.
It's going to give me the shits, I'll tell you.
It sounds disgusting.
But it actually tastes pretty good. There's some grape left in there. It's pretty decent stuff. But, Sega, I grew up playing... one of the main games that stands out was Dinosaurs for Hire. It was a Sega Genesis only platformer. Badass game. I played a lot of Death Duel, which was banned eventually because of the gore and carnage. Splatterhouse, of course. But, I played Splatterhouse first on TurboGrafx. And that was the first TurboGrafx game that I had. But Splatterhouse 2, Splatterhouse 3 was just badass. Fatal Fury 2, Hyperstone Heist, of course. But I guess maybe the first Sega Genesis game, aside from Alter Beast that I played, was Kid Chameleon. It was one of the original Black Label box games for Sega. Change your masks and bash through walls, and there was a cool character in it that looked like Jason Voorhees, so I thought it was kind of neat.
Well, like you were saying with like those more gory games, wasn't that like Sega's edge over Nintendo?
It was that was your Nintendo was more of a kid friendly, family friendly, let's have fun, nice and colorful, whatever type game. And Sega, on the other hand, is like nowadays version, I'd say, of maybe Xbox. Xbox has more adult themed games, and Sega Genesis had a lot of that. There was so many damn Chalk and the Forever Man was a fantastic game on Sega.
I remember like the classic one, which is like Mortal Kombat didn't have blood in the Nintendo version, but did in the
Yeah,
Sega.
it did in the Sega, yeah.
Yeah.
Sega do when Nintendo don't.
That's right. That's right.
That's
The
If you guys remember that.
processor, the blast processor, and the sound.
So you can
Listen,
run Sonic.
kiddies, there was no such damn thing as a fucking blast process. It was just a marketing ploy. But Sega, to me, it did sound better. I mean, it was more of like a stereo. You remember, you used to be able to switch between monogram and stereo, and Sega had more of a stereo sound because the high def at the time, Sega stereo, that you used to be able to put your headphones in the old Sega 1601s, and you'd be able to hear that in the background. It sounded better than Nintendo.
And Nintendo had a lot of like synthesized sounds.
Now, see, a lot of
to
people
make up with the how much data they could have.
Right.
see a lot of people like from what I heard. Everybody always thought the Super Nintendo sounded better, but Sega just sound it has more loudness.
I think
It's
they're
just-
more creative with their music.
They were-
'cause they're like
they
more
were.
limited.
Yeah, because they had their point, which was Nintendo, and they're like, this is what we have to beat. So we got to start coming up with crazy shit like these guys are, and just beat that.
Right. Well, Sega had it was some of their sounds and their music and their orchestrated sound or their whatever sound they put into it and songs and themes and just listen to some of the soundtracks of some of the Sega games and it was all metal based. Most of them were. Most of the games. Listen to Castlevania Bloodlines. Listen to Contra Hardcore.
The best Castlevania there is.
Yes, it is Bloodlines, and I don't care. There's a certain person, and I'm going to say it right now,
Matt,
whether
who couldn't be here
you
tonight.
like it or not, John Morris was a direct to the Belmont family, and Eric Lecard was the family. Now, it was a friend of the family. Just because they wasn't a Belmont, it's Bloodlines for a reason. It was in the blood. John Morris was close. Lecard was just a friend. Fact of the matter being, Eric Lecard could have wiped out Simon Belmont's ass any day. Lecard was just a badass with a trident. Come on, and he used it as a pogo stick to kick ass.
Yeah, that's the easy way to go if you want to play that game.
Yes, it is. You want Lecard. He had a nice twirling staff side to side, so you had a 180-degree hit with him. And plus, you could hit anything tall by doing the pogo stick trident jump. Awesome game.
Was Alucard in any of those games?
Alucard started in Symphony.
No, Alucard actually started in Castlevania 3.
Oh, really?
Yep. He was one of the characters you unlocked. One of the three. There was Grant, the pirate, the wizard. I can't remember the wizard's name, and there was Alucard.
Alucard's the son of the devil in the games, right?
Dracula's
Or Dracula.
Dracula's son.
If anybody heard that crazy noise a little bit ago, that was me getting up and back into my chair. I ran out of beer. Continue, Dave. Sorry.
Yeah, we got to make sure we keep the alcohol beverage flowing.
Yes.
Except for me.
You're driving.
So am
He's
I.
getting the electrolytes.
Unfortunately, shit.
Yeah. You're drinking the exact opposite of
Now
what
we
we're
got
drinking.
video evidence.
Yeah.
I'm drinking what you guys are gonna need in the morning.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I need hair of the dog.
Ugh.
It'll wake
Yikes.
me up. Yeah, but Sega Master was before Nintendo. I remember when I got my first Nintendo. I was stoked to get my first Nintendo. And
As you should be.
yeah, honestly, I agree with that. But Sega Master was already out, and I was hearing about this. Like, what the hell, Sega Master? Sega Master, what? I didn't know a damn thing about it. And then somebody told me about Shinobi, and I said, Shinobi,
Which one's your favorite, first off?
Genesis or Master System?
Just any Shinobi game.
3.
That's my favorite, too. Okay.
3.
As long as we're on the same page
it
here.
was so detailed. It's just some of the awesome boss fights in that game. It's just fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? Yeah, as far as console goes, yeah, Shinobi 3. But the first Shinobi for the arcade is fantastic. You know, we have arcades in here, so some of the Sega original releases on arcade, I've either had the arcade machines or I still have. So, like for example, Golden Axe, awesome game. I mean, everybody agree?
Oh, yeah.
But the whole Golden Axe series was just fantastic. And then you get with Golden Axe, you get something like Alistia Dragoon. Basically follows along different storyline, but you gotta she'd be like a Valkyrie in that game, I guess she would be. Follows along with like Golden Axe. The Golden Axe was just badass. It was almost an exact port from the arcade machine, and badass game. But I think, if I ain't mistaken, you only got to use Axe Battler, the Barbarian. You didn't get to use the other ones in the arcade, if I ain't mistaken. It's been a very long time since I played that. I've seen it a few times, but I've never bought the arcade machine I've wanted to, but it's either I can't get to it or something or whatever. But Sega just had so much good sounding games and games that just like flew under the radar. They're just badass to play. There's so many. Like I just said something about Death Duel. A shooter game that basically whatever the hell's in front of you just blow its limbs apart until there's nothing left, and you win. And it was banned. Why was it banned? You got to blow things apart and blow brains apart, and it was one of those games that was just ahead of its time.
Was that about the time that the EASRB came in?
Yeah, right around that time. Yeah. There was the rating systems came in then, and Death Duel actually got one, and it was one of the ones that, hey, we got to do something about this because this is too nasty, really. I mean, I don't know what got the rating for that game. I mean, you're not really blowing up people, but you're blowing up machines and you're blowing up dragons, but the dragons are spurting blood when you blow parts of them off and stuff. But then again, that game was banned at one point, but Splatterhouse never was. And you get to pick up a femur bone and smash something the fuck off a wall. I mean, come on. A steroided homeboys is to smash something off a wall with a femur bone, or beat its brains in, or you keep on kicking something till its guts blow out.
Oh, that's a beat 'em up then, right?
Splatterhouse is beat 'em up.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that game.
It's just awesome. Splatterhouse 2,
okay.
Splatterhouse 1 I had for TurboGrafx. Fantastic game. Splatterhouse 2 is like what did it for me for Sega. And then 3 had a little bit more of a storyline to it. You got to go in different parts of the house, and he would get extra steroided out. It was awesome game. And then eventually it made it to 360 and PS3 later on down the road, and he was able to unlock the original Splatterhouses, which made it kind of cool.
It's always good to have combo like that.
No, it was. It's nice. A little bit harder to find game on PS3 and 360 though. Awesome game, and it in and of itself, it was just fantastic. Hack and slash, beat 'em up. It's just bloody, gory, whatever the hell. I mean, come on, the name's Splatterhouse.
Yeah.
It fits its title. It fits its title, absolutely. Yeah, but like Sega Genesis to me was, like a lot of kids had Nintendo, and I had Sega, and it was back then. Everything was split between, Sega, Nintendo, Sega, Nintendo, Sega, Nintendo. Master System, like I said, was already out, but not everybody had it. Like there was Neo Geo, which was already out. That was your home console arcade, basically, and you couldn't afford the damn thing. It was so expensive. But it was either between Sega, Nintendo, and whichever ones your parents could afford is the one you got. And if you didn't like it, tough shit.
And it's crazy because most people don't even realize that Sega Genesis, like the biggest one, is the fourth Sega console.
Yeah, actually it is.
And I never knew that until like kind of recently. I was like, damn, maybe I never had Master. I never had 32X. I never had the 3DO, right?
3DO.
Yeah.
I found that out so recently. If I could see a clock, I could tell you when.
Yeah, Sega was actually out. Sega was all Japan. It was nothing but Japan. But they wanted to be a direct competitor. You know, Sega. When I started off at Genesis and the games I played in Genesis, and as time went on, 32X, there was very limited library to it, but there was some decent games that some guys actually got their own game for, like Knuckles, for example. He got his own, which is like a $60 or an $80 game today if you have it. Chaotix, I think it's called.
Let's talk about how much it is complete in bucks, though.
32X? Well, let's see. I have one on the shelf.
No, the Sonic and Knuckles for the Sega Genesis, right?
Sega Genesis or the 32X?
I was talking about Genesis. Like I said, that's pretty much the only one I know that much.
Is he in the 40s now? 40 or 50 CIB?
The Genesis one?
Yeah.
I saw it
somewhere around there.
I saw it at the exchange for 200.
Well, that's the exchange. They're not TNTVS. They don't anal rape you up there. They anal rape you up here. We don't do that here. At least we use jelly.
Not with me, you don't.
No. I just spit and jive ho, baby.
You're gonna take a long drag off that drink.
Yeah.
Damn good drink.
So what was wrong with your first shop? The first shop I painted for you, but let's talk about what was wrong with that one. Because this is your second store.
Actually, this is my third.
This is your third?
The flea market.
The flea market.
Oh, the flea market. Yeah, well, I meant this is your second ownership of a
store. Okay, we've been in business for about 12 years, and oddly enough, I started off selling. That's the first thing I sold was a Deion Sanders rookie card. And
Cowboys.
Yeah, well, Falcons. Deion Sanders was a Falcon, drafted by the Falcons.
Well, he only mattered in the Cowboys.
Yeah, he don't matter at all. Even though he's a Hall of Famer, you know.
Okay.
Dude, he couldn't tackle to save his life. He was fast. That was it. He was a corner that couldn't. If you want to, that's a different story for another day. But anyway, Deion Sanders, I sold his rookie card, and I just started saving up money from there. And I just said to myself one day, I was just playing some games. I was playing Dick Tracy for Sega, matter of fact. And I said, I love buy sell trade stuff, so why not get involved in something that everybody needs again? And at the time, gaming was still out there, but the old school gaming was a forgotten thought. It wasn't, yeah, you had Marios and you had some Links, but it wasn't like what it is now. The retro stuff people want now.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's become so big that it's not even like a pastime anymore. Like, you got like the Switch just hanging out, throwing out all those good titles on there now.
Well, look at what they're doing. They're re-releasing some of the ones that we already had when we was kids.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're running out of ideas, because they're not.
But PlayStation's doing it too.
But look at okay, the kids like us, we grew up, and if we can't get some of the older stuff, let's get it on a nowadays console and let's play it again. It's the exact same damn thing.
Super cheap too, guys.
And they're cheap, downloads and whatever. But see, I said let's get into something that I can provide a service for everybody to, have our retro stuff again. And I said, well, in my collection, I was like, there's some games here I'm not going to play. Let's go ahead and start there. And if I want to do this the right way, let's sell off some of the collection that I don't play anymore, that I've already beat. I have, I've ran through it, or perfect saves on some of the carts that actually had battery packs. I don't need these anymore. So I started selling them off, and I said, you know what, let's just start buying them up again. So I was buying them in droves, and droves, and droves. So the first thing we did is we went to a flea market, and we opened up a booth. And then we opened up 3 booths. Then we opened up an aisle. Then we was about to open up another aisle. We started growing big and big and big. And it was providing a service that wasn't around here. Plus, our personality has a lot to do with it. When we buy our stuff, we don't price gouge. If anybody's been in our store, you see our prices are under anybody. And, we buy every game that comes into our store pretty much. And we just started out growing the flea market.
And you had that annoying old guy scout there.
Yes, we did.
That dude was such a piece of shit.
We
and he's
did.
still there.
He is, and he's...
Well, just a glance at some of your fine products here. There's some games that, like, never hear anybody talk about. Ever.
Right.
But
And those are all the hidden gems.
Yeah.
The goodies.
They're all the games I enjoyed so much, but can't even remember the name.
Right. Like, somebody will come in here. Like, if I'm here and I'm working here, I try to train everybody that works here that's like, learn a little bit about all of these games. I mean, I had a little girl. She's, I don't know. I said she was 5 years old. And she was asking me about a PlayStation 2 game of Barbie. And she was like, she teaches you how to ride. She teaches you how to ride things and, stuff like that. And I said, well, that's Barbie Riding Camp. And she said, Barbie Riding Camp? I said, yeah. So it just goes to show I've even played Barbie games.
That doesn't surprise me.
You look like a professional Barbie gamer right there.
Dude, some of the Barbie games was not bad.
Well, there's that really expensive one for the Wii.
Yes.
Yeah, there is one.
Yeah. What is it, Barbie horses or something?
It's horses.
Yeah,
horses
some kind of
plural.
equestrian.
I think that was like a big series because they had like computer games too.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
It's like Nintendogs sold extremely well on the DS.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck's playing that? Kids.
Nobody.
Tiny kids.
Kids, pretty much the only one.
People who don't want to own pets, but want to enjoy them.
Dude, we had Gigapets when we was kids, man.
Yeah.
No,
And
Tamagotchis.
if we didn't feed them,
They were
died.
the same thing.
Tamagotchis, man.
We had it. They died. Little small miniature things, and if we didn't feed them, they died.
Or they just shit all over the screen, and then they died from that.
Shit themselves to death.
Yeah.
Smothered in the shit.
Yeah, you kids don't know what Gigapets were. You wait till you get to high school and they give you an egg that you have to babysit. No. Gigapets was a toy that we had to feed electronically.
That's what they should use.
They probably should.
Seriously, there was so much shit you had to do with this little keychain. On this little keychain device.
There was so much stuff that you had to do on that thing. They give these kids eggs nowadays.
Yeah, that stuff was so popular that the Dreamcast memory card with Sonic Adventure, you can take care of chows like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we had our anyway. Back to our topic. We had we was in the flea market at first, and then we just outgrew it. Mitch was actually kind of working for me at the time.
I was going to get arcades for you and
Yes.
doing random, like I did painted the store.
Yes.
And
I was just hanging out.
Just hanging out. Yeah. He was a hanger outer.
Odd job, but taller.
We was building an arcade room at this flea market. It ended up not coming to terms, but we that's a side story. We went on a little journey out to a farm and picked up this arcade, right?
No, we didn't pick it up.
No,
that dude picked it up and threw it into your truck like Superman.
Okay, man. Okay, sit down rider game. What was it? How was it? Lucky and Wild. I already had one of the arcades, but I needed a new monitor and like the seat and stuff. So I just happened to find this one. It was like way out in the field somewhere in Ohio, and the guy said he has it in the barn, and he was going to sell it. So me and Mitch go to pick this thing up, and mind you, we're struggling to pick up this sucker to put it into the truck. And this dude, this big farm bred dude, man, just picks it up and just chucks it in there.
And so smart too.
Yes.
That guy was ridiculously.
The guy was like a brain.
He talked to us like a damn computer engine would talk if it could talk.
I remember we were leaving, and I was falling asleep hearing him talk because he was above my level, but he was full of brawn and
we were like, yeah,
and stuff.
that.
He's probably benching that machine before you guys got it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No, dude. This guy was probably like 5 inches taller than me and twice my size.
He just picked up. Look, we could have got it. We could have got it up in the truck, and we're just like adjusting things right. And he's just let me do it.
Yeah, we started to and just
He just picks the thing up and just throws it in there. He's like, "Give me the seat." Ugh. Okay, well, I peed a little. Now we're gonna go ahead and leave now. So
That's
quit hitting the table.
This.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, see, it's picking up.
Reverberation.
No peaking.
Anyway, that was an arcade. We outgrew this flea market, so there was people in there that were starting to hate us because we were doing all the business and nobody else was. So we found our first location in Fallsby, West Virginia.
Home of the real 304.
Let's describe this place. How do we describe this? Well, first off, we had some people that was working for us, Matt, and we had another girl, Ashley, who was a phenomenal manager that I had. We painted this place, and we needed a new a design. Like let's make this thing stand out. So how are we going to make this stand out? So what kind of colors did we throw in there?
We did red, white, and blue on the outside, which was a bitch. And then on the inside, it was Mario and Luigi colors.
Mario and Luigi colors with blue baseboards for the straps around the jeans, and like the outside. People refer to it, is that the place that sounds like a that looks like a baseball outside? Yeah, that's it.
It was atrocious. Let's be honest.
It was, but it was a stepping stone. You look back,
and you let Mitch paint it, so I mean,
I did.
Well, did it not look good?
No, it looked terrible.
No.
What it looked terrible was once Matt got into it, started slopping the crap all over the floor.
Yeah, thank you.
There was paint everywhere.
Thank you.
Because Matt was like, "Hey, we got to get this done."
My paint jobs.
Dude, we got to admit, we had to open up like that weekend, and Mitch was being all perfect. We got to make sure we do this, and tape everything off, and all that.
And Dave's like, "Nope, I'm not spending extra money on tape
and I couldn't
or
do that.
plastic.
Tape was expensive, so Matt says, "Fuck it, let's just do it." And he painted everything, and there was shit all over the place.
Yeah, I get a phone call. Hey, Mitch, you want to come in here and help us finish this? And I was like, "What do you mean us?" And I come in and I see Matt at the time. Well, he's now one of our hosts. And we hated each other, and he's just slapping it right on the ceiling, man. From the wall to the ceiling.
There was shit all over the ceiling.
There's shit everywhere.
Actually, I remember one night, Ashley and I taking razor blades and scraping the paint off of the glass on the front door because it was just covered in paint.
It was everywhere. And Matt's like, "We got it done, didn't we? We was able to open, didn't we?" We ended up opening. We had a grand opening. We had a hell of a motley crew there that time.
There was like 6 of us in there that night.
There was 9.
There was 9 of us?
No, wait. There was...
I think there were 6 of us.
There was like 8.
Oh, I thought there was only like 6 of us. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
There was a bunch of us, and we made the newspapers and stuff. It was our grand opening. And, we did really... Actually, no matter what...
For those who don't know, sorry to interrupt you, but for those who don't know, we used to get printed sheets of paper that had the daily events and the weekly events on them.
Hmm.
They don't exist very much anymore.
No. That stuff's not around anymore. No.
The Times, man.
Now it's called, Google News or something?
Who's ringing?
I don't know.
It's close to about anything.
Well, there's 3 phones up there recording live on Facebook.
Ringing. Hello.
Somebody's ringing.
No.
Okay, I guess I'm voted. I'll go check.
Yeah, it's
Go check and just hit cancel. Just go up and hit cancel. We don't care about this, people. A brief intermission.
Message to say live. We're going live.
Okay.
Yeah, her sale's over.
Oh.
Do live.
Yeah, we're running from a GameStop or a game shop right now.
Store right now. I got
GameStop.
that's like blasphemous kind of stuff.
My bad.
Yeah.
There.
Can't say those things.
GameStop. You don't say that over there.
He'll buy your products for less than a quarter. For more than a quarter, I'd like GameStop.
Man, that place. I feel bad for anybody because I can't talk about people. I can't talk about businesses and whatnot. I'm not supposed to, but they suck. Anyway.
But this all goes back to the fact that there's things like you that didn't exist until...
Yeah, well, you have places like that.
You had no choice but GameStop.
Again, they anal rape you without jelly. We use jelly. So just look at it that way.
At least the courtesy spit,
At least
right?
the courtesy spit, We buy at 50% of value.
Dude, that needs to stop.
This needs to stop. We buy at 50% of value of what the games actually are. If you had a $65 Madden that you just bought, and GameStop says, or the competitors say, "Oh, we're gonna give you like $2." Yeah, we ain't gonna give you $2. If it's still worth, actually, when you buy things that's brand new and they're priced out at like $65, it's actually worth like 50. Just so like everybody knows, you're paying everybody else's markup. We don't do that. We just don't. We keep it as fair as we possibly can. We pay off of our values, But our first store flourished off of values like that. We donated to kids and their like things that they like they needed for Christmas. We did charity events and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that I believe in, that no kid should do without, whether it's a retro game or it's a new game. So, but eventually we outgrew that store. That I guess we could talk about it now because we're not there. Our
Do it.
gracious host
Destroy him.
at one point in time.
Say his name.
Oh, I'm not going to say his name.
Say his fucking name.
I will say this: if you look in the area,
say his first
now,
name because I already said that. Just say his name.
His name's Mike.
Fuck you, Mike.
He has advertisements for new businesses coming open in Weirton now and in Follansbee, and one of them used to be our old store. Don't go there. It has rats and old fermented poo underneath the floor.
Let's talk about that old fermented poo.
The old fermented poo. Our gracious host over here, at one point in time.
Yes, this is a real story.
This is oh shit.
Stories from the grave.
It's based off a true story.
Dude,
no, it's not based.
This is a true story.
100%.
We just talked about it earlier, and we never talked about it. Like we talk about it constantly. Okay, so my manager at the time was either she was there or she was leaving, and Mitch comes in and he goes in the bathroom. He's like, "Dude, I'm gonna tear one off." I said, "Okay."
What?
So he goes into the bathroom and he goes to tear one off.
I thought it was
and he
pinch
said,
it off.
Yeah,
pinch it off or tear it off, whatever. He's squirting one. He's pinching a
What kind of
loaf.
shits you take?
He's pinching a loaf in the bathroom, right? And he said, "Dude, what the fuck's wrong with this bathroom?" I said, what do you mean what's wrong with it? He said, "I went to wipe my ass and the shitter came off the floor." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, the shitter came off the floor." I said, "Just don't mind that. It's not attached." And he says, "What do you mean it's not attached?"
The toilet almost tipped over as I just lean up to wipe my ass.
It wasn't attached to the sewer drain.
I didn't know. And I've been there a million times. I've shit there a million times, but for some reason, it just wanted to tilt.
See, the rest of us knew about this. So, the girl that worked there, our manager, Ashley, she would pee and poop and she would hover. And me, on the other hand, being a large American, once I tear it off, I just made sure I spread my ass cheeks and blasted. And when I stood up, I'd have to bend over in front of the mirror to see what the hell I'm doing. I knew damn well that thing wasn't attached, but I wasn't going to tell him that. Let him find out on his own.
You're a piece of shit.
He said, the shitter fucking, it's not attached. What's going on? It turned. Oh my God. Yeah, this place, look, it had anybody that went to this store when I first started, I thank you guys so much for supporting me in the times of terrible stress at those times, those bad days.
A literally shitty situation.
And it was really shitty situations.
Yeah.
And I
hit
really
the wall.
appreciate you guys following me from the flea market to there to here and to all of our other stores that we're opening up. The toilet was not attached to the sewer drain, okay? So it just sat over the hole. And now where the hole was at was a lifted up subfloor. You walked into the bathroom, you stepped up. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Or otherwise you'd trip and fall.
Yeah.
And you walk in that bathroom, you step up, and the floor is hollow. It's like walking across a linoleum floor. You sit down, you blast one, you flush the shitter, but it doesn't sound like it goes down anything. Because some of it went down the drain, some of it didn't. Some of it went underneath the floor. And in this subfloor, this is an honest to God story. I know this ain't building me up that great thing, but hey, man, when you can look back on shit that you did and it started this way and laugh, yeah,
It's funny now because it's not happening.
Because
now.
it's not happening
Yeah.
now. It was my first start, and I was able to find a landlord like where I'm at now. When I opened this place here, it's been a phenomenal dude. But the first one was not, and this place smelled like straight bird shit all the time in the bathroom. And reason being, because the toilet was not attached, so every time you took a shit, piss, whatnot, some of it went down the drain, some of it didn't, and it laid underneath the floor, that subfloor. I mean, we could scrub and scrub and scrub. There's many times we went in there and we scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, and it's like, dude, it still stinks. What the fuck? We're not that close to the river. Who ripped ass? Nobody ripped ass. We just opened. Well, it was old poo that didn't make it down the drain. It was underneath the floor. They just laid there and probably turned white. It was
Petrified.
Petrified turds.
Like old white dog shit.
Yeah, gravel baseballs.
Well,
Yeah.
since it's under a toilet, it probably got moist.
I'd figure at some point. But then
So
again,
it just
the
turned
rats
into sludge.
the rats probably ate it.
Yeah.
That was another problem. We had rats at one point. We found them going across the floor.
Poo-filled rats.
Yeah, they were well fed. We seen them go across the floor, and they were nice and well fed. I was watching the video at night, just seeing what was going on in the store, and I had cameras. I'm checking it out. What the fuck's that? That red looking dot going across the floor. And it goes over to this little wall. We had this little cubby hole that used to be a
Heater, right?
No, it was a Mountaineer gas. It was an old Mountaineer gas pipe that was closed off. And the old Mountaineer gas pipe that was closed off, we seen it go across the floor. And here I am, I'm like, what the hell is this? So I come in the next morning, and there's a chew hole over by our Terminator arcade machine, which he ended up buying at some point. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I grabbed that and I flipped that shit.
And now he regrets that he did.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's a badass arcade machine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably worth a lot more now, too.
Yeah, actually. Well, we ended up opening these little slide doors, and there's a whole bunch of rat feces in there, and track marks from where they came in and went. Our lights didn't work right. Your co-host actually electrocuted one night, and he was changing a light bulb. Now, look, you change a light bulb, you're not supposed to fry, okay? Well,
yeah,
he was poor fucker was cooking. I swear to God, it was one of the funniest shit. You're the co-host, Matt, okay, and his girlfriend at the time and our manager Ashley was there, and we was cleaning up some games and putting them on the shelf, and our backs was turned. Well, Matt was changing a light bulb, a fluorescent light bulb, above us, and we're hearing this clack, clack, clack. Sounds like a popcorn machine. Didn't even notice anything of it. And Matt gets down off the stepladder. He said, well, I about died. And we look at him. His fingers are fucking burned. And I said, what the hell happened? He said, you didn't hear me frying? And I was like, no, we didn't hear nothing. He said, I turned the light bulb and it was electrocuted. And he was cooking. He had touched, there was a loose wire in the lighting in this place. We could have had a fire hazard. And the popcorn that we heard was, his fingers clapping amongst themselves as he was electrocuted to the ceiling. We had to take him to the hospital, and he said, I just want to make sure I don't have dead skin on my fingers. Make sure it'll grow back. But yeah, that was a stepping stone from where we are now. And now we're here in Weirton. How's about let's do a pitch 3356 Penn Ave in Weirton. And we have arcade machines and pinball and all your video game goodness and television up. And
throw out your Facebook there too.
Throughout Facebook, TNT. We're at TNT VS Buy Sell Trade Group, and we're also This and That Virtual Shop on Facebook. Look for the red, white, and blue. Looks like a wrestling belt. And
if you're watching the live, it's
right above us
right
here.
Right there.
Yeah, we are about 25 to 30 minutes from Pittsburgh. I'm a New England Patriots fan and always will be till the day I die.
Trash.
So, always have been since I was a little kid. Not a bandwagon jumper. Bledsoe was my hero. But yeah, you come in and visit us. We have a little bit of everything for everybody. I think we got a nice little setup going on here.
Yeah, a lot better than the old store.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't have got much worse.
Yeah, it smells better. Well,
it smells a lot better.
Sometimes.
Look, I shit a lot. I'm a large man, and sometimes I eat the wrong foods or even the right foods, and just like earlier, my asshole was on fire. I don't know why, but it was.
Well, you're also next to a laundry shop, so
right.
Some people probably haul in some fermented clothes.
But you figure you're in that bathroom in there, and you're smelling all this, burnt corn. And you have laundry smelling like nice Febreze stuff mixed with burnt corn in the bathroom. Sorry, I use the bathroom. I have to. I'm a large fellow.
You too good for the alley?
Too good for the alley?
Yeah. You got your own shop in an alley? Come on.
I could tear one off outside.
Yeah. Customers would appreciate it.
Well, them customers across the street see me running around here half naked sometimes. So
yeah,
after hours, like right now, we're after hours.
You gotta have your one moment every day.
Oh, I do.
However, back to the subject. Name off some of those really good hidden gems that you can only find on the Sega Genesis.
Hidden gems, huh? You want hidden gems that's like really rare or just like costly, or ones that most people just don't know about.
Enjoyable games that most people don't know about.
Let's. What about like the only Castlevania game you can find only on the Sega Genesis?
Bloodlines, baby.
The best one.
We already hit that topic on Bloodlines. That's probably the best. I think it's the best Castlevania. No. It's the best as far as a cartridge Castlevania goes.
Well,
I like the one for the Super Nintendo a lot.
Castlevania 4.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I like being able to control your whip. That's so much fun.
Yeah. That is kind of... Well, you're using two characters in Bloodlines too. So you have a whip in John Morris. But you also got a badass trident in the card. It's on fire sometimes, mind you.
Well, they have to give some kind of limitation to the game design, I would think. To have, like, characters be able to do it.
Sorry, guys, I just sneezed right into the mic.
You don't have anything
He doesn't know how to turn his head.
Yeah, say Dave loves snot, so if you got
No.
anything.
Snot plays his
thing. Snot play is not one of them. No, there's a lot of plays that I volunteer for, and snot is not one of them. That is some of the nastiest.
Yeah, I can remember at the old shop, and I'll never forget that about you, that you hate snot, because I remember Mitch and I's daughter were in the shop one day, and Lucy had a cold and she had a runny nose, and I'm trying to wipe her nose, and Dave's, ugh!
The shit's on her lip.
He's gagging all over the place.
The shit's on her lip, and Mitch goes like, damn, you like poo. And you're gagging at snot. I said, well, snot's nasty. And shit's not.
Yeah, I've never seen a grown man gag over a tissue.
They are secretions. Just one of them is just a little bit closer to your lip, and everybody knows it's nasty.
Speaking of like shitty shit, did I ever tell you about the one girl I was messing around with long, long ago that wanted me to piss on her?
I have a couple of them.
Shit would be more nasty if it came out your nose, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Huh.
It actually don't have a taste to it. It smells bad, though. It smells like shit.
Or snot?
Shit.
It doesn't have a taste.
No, it's kind of like a nyeh. That's the only way I can describe it. It's just like nyeh.
I've never tasted shit, never played it.
I don't expect you to. It's one of those accidental things that you're just there, and it's like, ew. Well, what the fuck? It's all there. Might as well just go ahead and like.
But anyway, I cut that bitch off right away.
You slide the corn off to the side and just, grab, give me a slice of bread and let's butter this thing. Virgin ears.
Well, take my time. I do not have virgin ears.
But anyway, I cut that bitch off right away.
Why?
I'm not trying to piss on somebody.
Why not? I would.
No.
Why? You don't want to be like me?
No.
I would.
Just putting it out there, I'd definitely piss on all of you.
Oh, that's great. I get that wet work. I've saved a large amount of pee for this.
Where you go, Mike?
Wet work.
Pissing?
We can hear you. We're here that dick trickle.
Hidden gems, though.
Hidden gems on Sega Genesis? Okay.
On any Sega games, but mainly we'll start
shit.
with Genesis because that's the one mostly everybody knows about.
Well, I'm going to start on Master, because Master was before Sega. So I'm going to throw a couple hidden gems out there. I don't know if I'd call them hidden, but because Master System was, Sega put a lot of time and effort into their games back then. They was expecting to sell tons and tons and tons. They weren't ET for Atari. But I'd say, somebody looking at my ass.
Yeah.
You like that hairy ass?
Yeah.
Like that crack?
No, I think he was just getting a drink.
I was looking for some fermented cheese.
Well, there's some back there. It's been a long, long day. Hidden gems on Master. One of my favorites on Master System was Gangster Town. Front shooter. Anything based on gangster games was good. Rambo, of course, was good on Master. I'd say Vigilante, which was an arcade beat 'em up. A la, let's see, Crime Fighters. A la Street Fighter or not Street Fighter, Streets of Rage kind of game. It was a good game for Master. Carmen Sandiego was pretty cool. It's Carmen Sandiego.
Speak into the mic.
I am speaking into the mic.
All right, there you go.
Is that better?
Yes.
Do you like my voice?
Yes, better. Keep going.
Carmen Sandiego was cool. But as far as Sega Genesis, hidden gems, Dick Tracy was like everywhere during when it was first released in the movie, and Dick Tracy was an awesome game for Sega Genesis. It had a couple of different ways that you could play the game. There was like a Hogan's Alley bonus game, but you get to go after people like Itchy and Flat Top at one point, and I think Prune Face was in it too. Dick Tracy was pretty awesome.
What was the guy named Pinhead? Sorry to interrupt you there.
Pinhead?
Yeah.
No, there was Prune Face, Itchy, Influence, Flat Top, Big Boy, Shoulders, Brow. Brow was another one. It was Dick Tracy was a pretty cool game back then. Kid Chameleon was good. It was highly advertised. I don't know if it sold really well, but a game like that was kind of cool. You change your masks and bash through the walls. Death Duel was a damn good game for Sega that most people didn't have because it was banned in different places. There's just, my God, there's so many for Sega. Chalk and the Forever Man, X Mutants. Oh shit. Afterburner. Tons and tons and tons of Sega games. It was good. So many. I mean, you can't. There was, just like any other system. There was some shit games on Genesis as well. Like Balls.
That is widely regarded as a shit game.
Rise of the Robots was. I don't know if it was ever. That was on Super Nintendo only. But Balls was bad. Bubsy's bad.
Yeah. I had to tell Mitchell about Bubsy because I kept forgetting.
Terrible.
It might be terrible.
A Bobcat, right?
It's Bobcat, yeah. It's terrible. Terrible game.
Well, it's so like revered on so many consoles though. That's why I was like, why is it so bad?
Bubsy 3D.
That's exactly why. It was 3D before 3D was perfected. It's like, oh my God, how do we play this thing? No, let's turn it off.
And it came out around the time of the 64 or the Mario 64 though.
Yeah.
So that made it even worse.
It did, because you're competing with Mario 64. You're competing with the 64 polygons and that open world kind of graphics like that, and just Bubsy could not compete with that.
It's also like a lot of the controls though.
It was awkward.
Yeah.
It was awkward. It did not play well. Did not play well. It was like very stiff, not responsive. It's the best way to explain.
The 3D I think had like tank-esque controls too.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't good.
Yeah,
no, obviously it was bad. I mean, there were some bad games for Sega, but being Sega connoisseur, I'll run through some games just because. What the hell? Why not? And like, there's some games that the other reviewers have reviewed as being terrible, like Sword of Sodan. Very bad hit detection on the game.
That's like my main gripe with a lot of games.
Well, you think about the time. Some games was able to perfect it, some games weren't, but the ones that had the bad hit detection some of them were still pretty decent games. X-Men, perfect example.
You'd have to get over it though.
Yeah, like it's just the hitboxes. Hitboxes piss me off because like they'll be so fucked up and they won't even like on the screen. It doesn't hit you, but it hit you.
Right.
And that's my problem. That's my only problem with that kind of shit.
Well, hey, Nintendo had plenty of that. Silver Surfer.
Oh, God.
Well, fuck Fantastic Four games.
Silver Surfer.
Let's talk about fucking Street Fighter on some occasions.
Street Fighter.
Because, like, their hitboxes were pretty fucked up here and there.
They were pretty bad.
Especially with, what's the Indian dude with the stretchy arms?
Dalsim. Yeah. Yoga Fire.
Yeah.
Yoga Flame.
That dude is so OP, and so is the Beast dude. It starts with Blanca. Yeah. If you know how to use either of those characters, it was over. You didn't even have to know how to use Dalsim. He would just destroy you from across the map.
Right. But see, he had that long red.
Kick ass.
Yeah, Chun-Li could.
Yeah, Chun-Li is fucking crazy too.
Yeah, Ken and Ryu, my leg is broken. My leg is broken. My leg is broken. Well, I like Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2. When they introduced
Turbo.
T-Hawk to it. Super Street Fighter. They introduced T-Hawk, badass, to perform his Stormhammer throw. You had like 2 360s on the D-pad. It's like, oh my god. I had a buddy of mine, and Joe, if you're going to see this eventually, dude, I give you all the praise in the world. Motherfucker, man. When we would play that game in our tournaments and shit, and he was able to pull off T-Hawk, fuck you. I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't. There was other games that I kicked your ass in, but Street Fighter, I couldn't compete. I was lucky enough to get Vega. I was able to use Vega, but man, you use T-Hawk, steroided fucking Indian.
What came out first, Soul Calibur or Street Fighter? I'm pretty sure it was Street Fighter, right?
Street Fighter.
Yeah. See, Vega and Street Fighter is Valdo and Soul Calibur.
It's Valdo and Soul, yeah.
Straight up. And basically, if you can use Valdo,
yeah,
he is so fucking
Soul
overkill.
Calibur wasn't first. Soul Blade was.
Oh, whatever.
Well, yeah, but it was different. Soul Calibur was but Soul Calibur was released later on after Soul Blade, and that was after basically the storyline was after Siegfried was attached to the Soul Blade.
They didn't.
He became he wasn't the knight anymore. He was Nightmare.
Yeah, it's crazy. In like Soul Calibur 2, they didn't have him as a character. They just kind of implied, but then in Soul Calibur 3 came back.
He came back.
And it's just like you're Nightmare.
Now you're Nightmare, you're not Siegfried anymore.
Yeah.
Well, hell, dude, they had Rock in Soul Blade. Badass dude, wore a wolf's fucking head. His bad.
Well, they have those as like unplayable characters in 2. Yeah. But you would fight them in the adventure mode, and you would fight like 3 or 5 different variations where he'd wear like the metal thing from like a gladiator.
And he had a chainmail. He had a chainmail on his head.
Yeah.
At one point, he had the wolf's head on his head.
Yeah, big bulky dude with an axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, don't piss this guy off.
That makes me think of King. He had like a jaguar head or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, But King was a wrestler though.
Oh, okay.
So he had to wear a mask. King was a wrestler. That's why he had so many.
Well, that makes sense.
Moves.
It's Aztec and stuff.
Yeah.
To
see, his counterpart was Armor King, and I guess Armor King was, his Andre the Giant to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But King was king. Look at the moves that he had. He was a professional wrestler, so that's why he had to cover up like that. Rock was just, steroided out back, dude. I'm gonna wear a wolf's head because I skinned it myself. Yeah, that was a badass game back then. Hell of a burp.
Best belches are announced.
That was a good one because that was on fire and made my nose burn. Yeah, baby.
It's probably that Steel Reserve garbage you're drinking.
It's whatever the fuck. It's a combo of everything. I don't know. I'm gonna pay for it tomorrow, or my butt's just gonna hate me.
It's a weird and Long Island iced tea.
That's right. That's how we do it in WV.
Yeah.
That's how we do it here.
Just for anybody out of state listening to this, we do not fuck our cousins. Yeah, we hate you, but
no,
we don't fuck our cousins. We don't fuck our sisters. This is Northern WV. You want that shit? We go down south.
Yeah, that's called Kentucky down there.
Yeah.
Kin, that's right. K-I-N. Kentucky.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about the Southwest Virginia where it gets. Casey, you worked in Hinton at one point.
Yeah, the Hinton, West Virginia. That's a pretty scary place to work.
Dragging people out of the tattoo shop that have like OD'd or passed out or just too fucking high.
Here.
Every 13-year-old in town's pushing a baby stroller because there is nothing to do in that town but drugs and have sex.
Drugs and fucking.
See, shit like that, it's fucking depressing.
It's very depressing town. It's sitting down in the middle of nowhere.
That's part of the problem.
Down in the mountains.
Competitors of what I do here, this is why we're going to move. I absolutely refuse to put one of my store locations in a bigger city. I mean, this is as big as it's going to get.
Well, yeah. Plus, your rent's going to like skyrocket.
but then again, your population is there to warrant it.
Yeah.
But I refuse to do it. I will not do it. I just absolutely will not. Why? Because you put something like this gives a small town something to fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There ain't shit here, man.
Thank God for that.
There's nothing. I mean, I brought in arcade machines. There's just so many kids that just walk in here and says, "What is this? A telephone booth?" They know what a telephone booth is, but don't know what an arcade is.
They've heard the word.
They
telephone
know what a
booth.
telephone booth is, but don't know what an arcade is. Well, what do? You push these buttons. Oh, they click. Well, yeah.
I think they watched it on the Doctor Who's.
Yeah, they've seen this before. What is this? It's weird. I don't know, Daddy. I'm scared.
Yeah.
But I want something like this in small towns. This is why I'm expanding like I do. There is nothing from just south of us in Moundsville, all the way down to that's all the way down to like Parkersburg. That whole stretch down there on the Ohio side or the West Virginia side, we don't have anything like this down there.
Well,
there's a GameStop in Moundsville.
We do have a lot of cool things, though, on the way from Weirton down to Wheeling.
Yes.
Like we have the Ogleby Resort, which is great golfing, golf courses. One of them's designed by Arnold Palmer.
Ski night, too. The ski at Ogleby.
Yeah,
that's always cool.
Yeah.
The beloved sport that everybody loves to play and watch, golf.
I fucking love golfing. Shut up.
You just want a few. It's not
contact. It's not a sport. Fuck off.
Curling's a sport, sir.
It takes way more skill to golf than it does to do football.
Dude, if you're ever too drunk to golf, something's wrong with you.
Well, you can get really drunk, play football, and just crush motherfuckers.
No.
Or let them hit you.
No. For all of us jocks out there, no. There's a lot more to it there.
Yeah, if you're drunk in football, you get tired while you're running, and then somebody just blasts you.
Well, it depends on what kind of drunk you are.
You can get back up.
I've been punch drunk.
Exactly.
I don't remember how many. Okay, I used to. For a lot of y'all don't know, I was an independent pro wrestler for a while.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I took.
Look multiple. At if you guys are watching our live feed right now, look at this motherfucker's head. Look at his head. Take your hat off. That is disgusting.
My head's all divoted. My forehead's a road now.
You look like you never lost your soft spot.
I never did. Well,
with plural.
That's from 18 chair shots to the head.
It's just to match the cellulite on his ass.
That's right. I got plenty of that. I like my big ass, thank you.
Remember, children, no matter how big you get, your head stays the same size.
That's right.
And remember, children, if you want to be dumb, you got to be tough.
See, I know my ass just spread as time went on. I used to have some thickness to me. Now my thickness is in my ass and it just falls to my legs. I used to have a good sized chest. Ugh. Yeah, that's overgrown with a lot of massive hair and big man titties.
I've seen your past photos. You have always been that size.
I had some thickness muscle on me though, man. I had neck muscle and shit. Dude, there's one picture that we did a promo shot, and I had when I was at the bulk of myself, and I looked good.
You were just a little shorter.
I had a massive neck going. That's the steroid days.
I believe you looked like an out-of-shape Battletoad at one day.
That's about where I'm at. I'll give that, yeah. Call me Zit.
That was a good game.
Yeah, Battletoads.
I enjoyed Battletoads.
Battletoads is awesome.
I don't think anybody's ever...
Another one on Sega as well, too.
Yes.
Battletoads Double Dragon.
There you go.
There were 2 combos right there. I mean, you can't go wrong. Battletoads, Double Dragon.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. You know, it's either Zit or the brothers.
I played the first 2 or 3 levels of Double Dragon so much that I finally got past them, and I'm like, what, this is platformer? What the fuck is going on?
This is a beat-em-up platformer? What? That song in your head, that's the...
Yeah.
My thing on Battletoads, like the thing we couldn't, me and my buddy Kyle.
Looking like guy that always beats you.
Oboe.
Yeah.
Oboe's his name. I'm Oboe. I have no dick.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Me and my buddy Kyle used to play Battletoads, and dude, like the thing we could not fucking deal with was when you jump on like what is it, like train carts or something like that through the mining.
Oh, that's the mining. Yeah, and you hit them.
That shit is rough.
It is fucking rough. You're on the jet ski thing, the hover thing, and you got to jump over. You got to time it just right. You got to know what's exactly there, and even if you know it's ahead of time,
it's
you
just
still wipe out.
Well, it's still like one of those hitbox things. Like, dude, I know I hit jump. What the fuck?
What the hell? And then, you know, you get your buddy sitting next to you, and they're like, well, I pushed the button. No, you didn't, fucker.
No, I definitely did.
I definitely hit that
and
button.
Then he does it the next time.
You're like, no, you didn't hit that button, or you wouldn't have died. Asshole, I'm telling you. No, it's just the hit detection's bad. No, you just suck.
Battletoads has 2-player, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
and you
what we're
can
talking
kick each other's
about,
ass. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what makes it horrible.
That's what's bad, you know. Like,
Yeah.
well, you know, I wanted that stick after I beat up that little robot. I wanted his femur. No, fuck you. No, fuck you. And then you're beating the hell out of each other, and you're dead. Your buddy's dead, or you're dead beforehand.
See, that's how me and Casey were on Battle Axe the other night, just hitting each other.
It died?
I think it just went off.
Well, it's on.
Is it still on?
Yeah. No, it's not live.
Our live feed is fucking up for some of our fans here.
Those other ones are fine.
One of them is.
Okay, now you all know my TNTVS sales that we have here. There's demons in here, without a doubt. There's little trolls that fuck with our Wi-Fi.
Goblin.
There is, man. I'm telling you. Sometimes we can't connect, and we're like, what the hell? And Matt says, dude, there's something evil in here. Something works amongst us. And I can swear to it. A lot of people don't know I had the only haunted Amelia doll. Look her up. I had her. You can see me on Facebook where I had her. And sometimes I think she still pissed off at me because I sold her. And now she's a sideshow.
If you had a Teddy Ruxpin, I think all of those are haunted.
Dude, I grew up
You
in
put
the
like
80s,
the
right?
Aussie tape in it?
I put Metallica in that fucker, and his mouth's still moving. I'm like, yeah, definitely. I am Satan. I'll kill my family.
Yeah, we had one of those too. We put different, not CDs, oh my god, cassette tapes in it.
Put different cassettes in Teddy Ruxpin. You imagine how that would be nowadays with kids.
Oh,
Them
yeah.
things were vicious too, man. The Teddy Ruxpin mouths, if you had long hair, they were known that your hair would get caught in their jaws.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a kid.
And their mouth would keep moving.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
motorized.
And it's
automated.
motorized, just keep sucking their hair
Yeah.
up in the mouth. Like, you know, why are you eating my head? There was lawsuits about that shit.
Yeah. That's a scary situation. I did that once, but with a bench grinder.
Get your hair cut?
Got my hair caught in a bench grinder.
See, that's... Whoa.
Oh.
You started a replay.
I just had a replay.
Okay. Oh, you're checking your shit.
Yeah. I don't know why. Well, there was fireworks going off in town.
Really?
Well, we're still alive, so we're good.
Ambulance passed by.
That's never... Dude, do you remember that was something that used to happen in our old store, like, at every given time?
Oh, yeah.
There was, like, a shooting every other day.
Fucking Christ.
No, shooting in Fallensby?
Well, whatever the fuck, man. We had ambulances and police cars going down the road, and then they come back.
ODing.
An OD.
Yeah, it was probably an OD.
Okay, yeah, y'all.
Wait.
That's a West Virginia
Wait. Remember whenever that meth lab blew up downtown?
Yes. I remember that.
I know that person.
Of course you do.
I remember that.
Well, they're my neighbor that you were yelling at.
Which
I was just like, dude, don't yell at the meth addicts. And you're like,
dude, he brought me in a television.
Well, no. This dude chains up. No, these people fucking chain off. No. They chain off their fucking, this like little lane. It's not even theirs. It's an actual lane.
That has nothing to do with anything.
That's why I was mad.
No.
Plus, they're staring at me all random.
That meth dude brought me down in television that he said he found in the dumpster. And bullshit, it was half cooked with shit. The house blew up and brought me I remember when that happened. And he said,
told you that guy's slimy.
It's only a little warm. He blew up.
Oh, I thought it was the same house.
No.
Oh, my bad.
It exploded. I remember that shit.
Yeah, like half their house went.
Yeah.
Like half the chick's face did too.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we get a lot of that in town.
Oh, you meth heads.
But that's just how they look anyway.
Yeah, truthfully, you can't really tell that much.
You can't really tell. I mean, whether they was blown up in a meth explosion or not, they still kind of the same.
They got the same marks.
Pretty much. Half the face is eaten away either by their self or fire.
Casey, what'd you play whenever you were growing up on Sega?
Sega, my first Sega game was Mortal Kombat, actually.
Mine too.
At least that's the good version.
Like, that kind of... I don't know, that was
kind
of my first game. And
Looney Tunes Adventures.
Well, actually, I remember
Buster Bunny.
Buster's
Adventure.
Buster's Adventure. We had a copy of that.
I have a copy of that, as a matter of fact. I have one over there and one over there.
Yeah, you get to walk on the piano like you're in Big.
Yeah. Awesome movie, by the way. Anything Tom Hanks, I don't give a shit. That's a ploy to you, Tom Hanks. Anything you're in is good, and you know it. Even Bosom Buddies. Fucking A.
You're the only person that deserved to play Red Rogers.
Tom Hanks is just king shit at fuck mountain. That's just all there is to it.
What about Sunset Riders?
Didn't like it on Sega. You only got 2 characters. Super Nintendo's was better. The sound was better on Sega. I'll give it that. But you didn't get the shotgun dude, for one. You didn't get the other dude that was like the blonde and the blue. You didn't get him. You got the guy in the green pants, I think. And then you had the other guy. There was 4 characters you could use in Sunset Riders for Super. Only 2 in Sega. Didn't like it. It played good. It played kind of similar, but some of the stuff was cut out of it. It was like it was shortened down version. I wasn't too keen on it.
It is kind of a hidden gem, though.
Sunset Riders, yeah. And actually, it's an arcade port, y'all. Yeah, Sunset Riders was an arcade port.
Most Sega games at that time were arcade ports.
Most of them are. And a lot of Sega stuff still survives today.
Even Nintendo stuff, though. Because, was it Mortal Kombat originally like an arcade?
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. What'd you say? Soul Calibur's original name was?
Soul Blade.
Mm-hmm. It was. Those cashed in on fucking quarters, man.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did. Now I'll tell you, there's counters in your arcade machines, okay? And I have an original painted cabinet, Miss Pac-Man, in our store. An original release, 1981. And there's counters inside there of how many times that the triggers accepted quarters. And she has over 500,000 plays on her since 1981.
Yeah, so you just take 500,000
times it by 25.
25 cents, yeah.
Now, you can change the dip switches in arcades to go up to 50 cents, 75 or whatever, but all these machines was set at a quarter at the time. And she was a quarter machine in over 500,000 pocket plays when she was released. Cool thing is I found her in a barn. She was a barn find. She was sitting in a barn, and a guy had got a hold of me, and he said, "Hey, aren't you the guy that buys the arcades up in upstate West Virginia?" And I said, "Yeah, that's me." And he goes, "Well, I have a Pac-Man machine. It's in a barn. I don't think she ever got wet, but the barn is kind of tattered and destroyed." I'm like, then how the fuck did it never get wet? So I sent my son and another down there to pick it up, and he gets down there and he said, "Dad, this is dry." I said, "Well, open up the back of it, see how she looks." He said, "It is dry. There's been no mice in here, no nothing." And I said, "Well, you tell the guy we want it." So we hauled her back here. We adjusted her board a little bit, and she's still in here fantastic as she is, 100% original. I used original wiring to keep her going. I didn't want to replace anything. And I love her. She's a hit in here. She's played pretty regularly. Her and Asteroids. Asteroids was in a college dorm.
Asteroids.
Sorry, we're adjusting Mikey's seat.
Wonder what's skidding across the floor over there. It sounded like a squeaky fart. So what did you grow up on, Casey? What did you grow up on Sega?
Like I was saying, I started off Mortal Kombat was the first game that I remember my brother. I didn't own the Sega, but my brother did.
Turn the blood on, y'all.
And that was one of the first games I remember him having for the Genesis. So, and I mean, him and me and my nephews, like, we used to play the shit out of that, like, all the time.
Mortal Kombat was a revolution when it was released. It was a way to be. Mortal Kombat was revolutionary. It was everywhere, advertised all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
And then the movie series came out.
The movies came out.
And I'm still a Mortal Kombat fan.
So
I know
am I.
a lot of people down it, but I mean, I still.
There's been a lot added to it nowadays, but
the only Mortal Kombat I ever liked was that XL one.
Oh, the Ultimate.
Yeah. No, it's 10, but XL.
Mortal Kombat XL.
Yeah, but it has all the DLC characters like Jason Voorhees, and that's my boy.
One of the ones that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the main character in Mortal Kombat?
Shao Kahn.
Or
Kang.
Liu Kang. Yeah.
Did you know it was supposed to be about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yes.
Yeah, and he said no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's who Johnny Cage is based off of?
Yeah.
Yes. But Jean-Claude Van Damme played in the god-awful Street Fighter movie, so go figure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
he's your all-together, all-American boy and can't say, you want to come with me.
So he was Guile.
He was supposed to be Guile, yeah. No
Guile's theme is the most badass in the world.
It's like, really? You have somebody that has a strong draw like this is going to play your all-American hero Guile. What the fuck?
I am strong American hero.
I'm strong American hero. I want to kick that bison's ass so hard the next bison wannabe is going to feel it. Listen,
splits on their head.
Listen, asshole. You are not an American Guile. That movie could have been so much better. So much better. They took T-Hawk off, for fuck's sake.
Well, it's like the Mortal Kombat movies.
Dude.
The second one, Evolution, right?
Annihilation.
Annihilation. Annihilation.
Yeah, but nobody ever even talks about the Street Fighter movies. They're so bad.
Yeah, no. Annihilation was like, I still like that movie, like, a lot.
I like it because it had so many characters, and that's why I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
All the characters, I mean, you had Rain, you had Ermac, you had, you had Shiva, you
even had Reptile.
Reptile was
Reptile.
Reptile was, he returned in that, yeah.
How hard was that to get as a playable character?
Dude. Well, see, on Sega, he was...
You must KO the guy as the ninja flies across the moon on this one certain level.
Yeah, that's exactly what you had to
I'm
do.
like,
You had to
fuck
fight
you.
Reptile at the bottom of the pit. And that was Reptile. A lot of people don't remember who Chameleon was. Remember Chameleon?
Yeah, I mainly remember him from the movie because I was never a big Mortal Kombat guy.
He was supposed to be a reptile, though, wasn't he?
Chameleon wasn't in the movie. Chameleon was.
Or that was Reptile. Though.
Reptile was in the movie. Chameleon was the character that was all the ninjas that was flashing different colors. He was all the ninjas together.
Mm-hmm.
That was Chameleon. And then they added Noob Saibot.
Dude. And
Noob looks totally different now. Noob was just a fucking shadow back then.
In 9,
he's really
changed.
In Mortal Kombat 9, Noob Saibot,
mm-hmm.
Dude, crush. I can crush people with that character.
Noob is a badass. Well, yeah, but
all those combos, once you get them rolling, dude, it's over.
I had Sub-Zero's brother in Mortal Kombat 3 or Mortal Kombat Ultimate also, when you could throw together the combos. Now I was really badass with that Sub-Zero. But Kung Lao, I was always badass with Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat 2 on. The bullet kick, the hat throw, I just had you set. And if I had a go-to somebody, if we was playing a tournament, and say like my Kung Lao was beat, I'd pick Jax, because you could charge his ground pound while you're bouncing around and you're doing other moves, and let go of your button, the ground pound is there.
Katana is always my go-to.
She was awesome.
Oh, she's badass.
I always liked Jade and Katana. Yeah,
Jade was
good.
Yeah, Jade's pretty good.
I like the staff. If there's a fighter like Soul Calibur, Keelik with the staff, if there's a bow staff guy, that's one of my mains.
Again, see, you hear the bow staff. A lot of love for the bow staff. You play the original Turtles for Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Donatello.
That was always my dude.
One of my first games too.
That was my dude. Yep.
Donatello was a badass.
Remember?
Unfortunately, they butchered Raph with the worst weapon in the game. But Raph is the boy. Period. Yep. Raph is Raph. But in that game in particular, Donatello, this is where brains in your weapon actually was better.
Yeah, just because of reach.
Just because of reach.
Yeah, that's mainly it.
He had so much reach. Mm-hmm. So much reach. And you could hit some shit from the... You could be crouched down and using your bow staff and hit stuff below you. It's like... And go down and get your pizza and load back up.
Yeah. It's like Soul Calibur 2. I was always manning Keelik, and I only played the GameCube version, so I got Link as the special character, and I 100% of the game with Link, but that's just... but Keelik was my second main.
Well, Soul Calibur also had 2 had Spawn.
No,
on Xbox.
Yeah, on Xbox. And PlayStation, you got Kratos,
Spawn.
right?
Yeah.
No, for top dude in Tekken.
Yeah, you're right.
What's his name?
Kratos came out for Mortal Kombat on PlayStation, right? At some point.
Kratos was on Mortal Kombat. Yes, he was. Mortal Kombat with a K. Was the Combat Complete Edition.
Complete. Okay.
Yeah. He was on that. Yeah. Your Soul Caliburs, at one point you had Yoda.
That was 4.
And it was 4?
With Darth Vader and Yoda.
Darth Vader. Yeah. Actually a pretty good game.
I just think I think Kratos shined, and I know everybody loves the original God of Wars, but I think he shined on the God of War, quote unquote. That's the title for PS4. Whenever the Norse one.
The Norse one.
Yeah, with the axe that you can throw and it comes. Dude, so much more badass, I think.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I get that there's a playability difference and it's a completely different game, but I just think he's
different time.
I think he's just better like that.
He's definitely badass in PS4. That's a fantastic game.
Yeah,
I give it that. See, we hear a lot about Sega's wanting to get back into the making consoles and games again.
I heard they're going to come out with a Dreamcast 2.
Dreamcast 2.
Which I will grab that.
There's something we didn't touch on. We've given a lot of Master love and
no, I want Dreamcast love.
You had Dreamcast, and then you all know my personal Sega favorite was the Saturn. Saturn killed Sega. We know this. But Saturn, dude, there were so many good games for Saturn.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Saturn didn't really kill Sega. The price did. Remember the thing?
I remember that.
PlayStation comes out. Well, Sega comes out, does this whole thing. Blah blah blah. $500. PlayStation walks out. $300. Mic drop, and that ended it. Right there.
It did. Sega had to build up something because when they released Dreamcast, it was dead when it was released. which was bad. Yeah. I still remember going to EB at the time, and that's before it was GameStop. And
I miss EB.
I do, because they had tournaments and stuff there, man. Tournaments that I won. Yeah. And actually won Suikoden 1 and 2 in one of their tournaments.
Well, GameStop existed at the same time, I thought. They're like competitors, and they were
small, and then ended up buying out EB.
Yeah, they just crushed it.
Yeah. See, the Dreamcast, when it was first released, was definitely so ahead of its time. Man.
So ahead of its time.
Dude, you look at it now, you look at some of the games on it now.
It still feels good and looks good to play.
It is. It definitely is. But you remember, when it was released, Ready to Rumble came out, and they did the corner shots of each character, like the one that was fighting and the one he was going against, and it looked so fucking real at the time.
Power Stone.
Really I was about to bring up Power Stone.
Power Stone's awesome. That's by far.
Power Stone is one of. Oh my god, that's such a fucking good game.
It's a little bit more.
Sonic Adventure.
Sega Sonic Adventure.
Probably the best Sonic. Probably.
Was the Dreamcast the first system that had an Ethernet?
Yeah, actually it was.
Was it?
Yeah. No. Yes. Yes. We had dial-up on PlayStation 2.
I thought PS1 had something like that too. Or wasn't Xbox also out at the same time as Dreamcast?
Xbox was out when PS2 was out.
Yeah.
I thought they were all there together.
The Dreamcast was the previous generation.
PS2 was
for sure.
Oh man, I'd have to think about that one. PS1 was out. Dreamcast was later. Yeah, actually.
Xbox was the last one to come out, but they were all out at the same time. That's where we're getting fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, they was because I remember buying. I was like torn between did I want a Saturn or Dreamcast, and for God's sake, I was buying from fucking Finger Hut of all people. And I had already bought my Saturn, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to call an order for a Dreamcast. I get the Dreamcast. I'm like, no, I need a Saturn again because I sold the Saturn. Like, what the fuck? And then I ended up maxing out the credit card at the time, buying all these systems back and forth. You know, I shouldn't have done it, but I did.
I feel you.
They were out around the same time, the Saturn and the Dreamcast?
Yes. Yes.
So Sony was competing with its, or
because Dreamcast was already dead.
Itself.
Dreamcast was already dead.
Okay.
Well, as soon as it was released, it was dead. Well, remember, Finger Hut had this stuff in their stores, and then Saturn was next. You know, but Dreamcast was already dead. As soon as it was released, it was dead.
I remember that.
Remember that talk? As soon as it was released, it was dead.
I remember they had an online game that lasted until like 2011 or 9 or something.
Dreamcast had a lot of good shit.
You could watch porn on your Dreamcast.
Yes, you could. it had
you well on your 3s and your 4s. Your PS3 and 4 as well.
But this was back then.
Yeah.
This was back when Dreamcast was out. This is back when if you didn't have the Spice Channel, you had to look between the yellow. You had to look between the fucking rainbow lines. You had to look between the rainbow lines to figure out. Oh, I saw a titty. Yeah, back then it was like yeah, the Dreamcast was pretty good, pretty cool, ahead of its time kind of thing.
It's funny that like you could probably bring up a browser on those old ass platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have the browser disk.
Web browser.
The browser on the PS4 looks just as vapid and vacant.
Right.
It's so horrible, and they obviously spent no time in doing it.
No. Dreamcast was. No, I thought it was good, but the announcement of a Dreamcast 2, which I definitely will buy, TNT-VS will have in their store when it's released because, fuck you, I'm going to buy them anyway.
Have you heard, though, that Amiga is coming out with a new console?
Amiga. Yes.
Yeah. What is their mascot? Do you know?
No idea.
Earthworm Jim. New game.
No shit.
Not even fucking with you. This was 2 years ago I saw this.
How the fuck's that possible?
I don't know. But I'll take it.
The partial creator of Earthworm Jim, Doug Tadaple, he's currently making comics on let's say GoFundMe or Indiegogo.
Yeah.
And he has comics already. There are old comics of it. There are old toys of it that are fucking awesome. And they're
old Earthworm Jim toys.
Yeah, and they're fairly like cheap, even in box, like sealed.
They are.
Yeah.
I remember the Earthworm Jim toys.
Good.
I had actually some of those not too long ago. Like one of our first stores, we had some figures.
Oh,
yeah, we did. We had them hanging on the wall. Remember? We had a few of them.
I think so. Oh, but quick announcement. I've been thinking about this for a while now. Whenever the pandemic's over, yeah, whenever that'll be, right?
It's fake.
Yeah, whatever. let's not go there for listeners and shit. But anyway, so we like Comic-Con, and we are going to try to get a booth there to record at Comic-Con, in Pittsburgh, PA. And Dave, if you want to, we'd like to do a thing with you, and we can even set up a booth so you can sell some of your wares.
I am down.
Some of Khajiit's wares.
We can sell our merch.
So I think that'll be kind of a fun thing to do.
I am down. I am way down.
We'll just go in on it together and just fucking have a good time. I saw people podcasting from there last time, so I think it'll be fun. Be a fun thing. We'll try it.
By the time whenever this comes about, it's all over and done with. I might have some more locations by then, so I might have to spread the love. The word.
I want Mitch and Dave to dress up as Riku and Yuna.
Really?
I call Riku because I'm sexier.
Yeah, you're gonna be Riku and you're gonna be Yuna.
Yeah,
you're a big, beautiful woman.
Oh my God. I can pull it off.
I don't get a character.
We're gonna dress you up as Felicia from Darkstalkers.
She's Waka.
She's gonna be Felicia the cat. We're gonna dress her up as Felicia the cat from Darkstalkers. We're just gonna give you little patches of hair and dance around naked.
Oh Jesus!
And we'll give you a kitty tail and some ears.
When did Darkstalkers come out?
Originally released PS1 long box. So that would have been what, 96?
I remember playing it on PSP.
Well, there's a lot of them. There was a couple.
Morrigan is the best.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, it's Morrigan.
Morrigan.
It's what a Welsh or Irish folktale is what she's based on.
Anacaris was a badass. He was the mummy.
Okay.
Well, actually, Lord Raptor was the badass.
The British rock
star. The British rock star that played with
Yeah.
He played the metal guitar. Him or John Talbane, the werewolf.
Yeah. Awesome. They had such good names.
It's funny. You gonna stop playing with my ass and you stick something down there. Here, you can taste it now. Here you go, taste it.
Thanks.
You like that?
Got that peaches and cream in there.
Well, there's some mustard on the outside of it now.
Nice.
There's some nice spicy brown mustard on that white little dish.
Keep that as a souvenir.
You might like it.
Why are you touching it?
It's because he put it in front of me and then
you swatted away.
Touch stuff that's in front of me. I don't know.
He slid it down my ass. That's not nice. Why'd you slide that down
people,
my ass?
You never love somebody because
give me that
your sins are played upon the person you
That's
love.
the Febreze. The disinfectant's over there.
I can't disinfect my ass. It'll make me raw.
No, my hands.
What, that over there? That's clear across the room. Here, play with my...
I'm done. No, I'm going to put my fingers away so that I won't touch stuff.
Sample the cheese.
There's some good cheese underneath there. Berries hanging from the tree.
Got some duck butter.
Yeah, baby.
All right, Dave. So, with all these consoles, what about the Sega Saturn?
That's my baby.
What gems did you explore on there?
Oh, shit. What wasn't a gem on a Saturn? Well, my baby, I had the gem.
Do it. Say
Saturn.
It. Say it.
I had Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Whoop.
I kept it. I bought it when it first came out. I had all the Panzers, of course. Then when that came out, I'm like, why do I need these? So I kept that. And of course, that's your gem. And
before pandemic price, complete in box was like $1,200 or $1,200.
$1,200 is what it was. And now, God, I don't even know where the fuck it's at now. Because I sold it. When I sold that at like some point, maybe at the beginning of the year. Because I went back through and beat it. The only thing I kept of the like really high price games was Magic Knight Rayearth, which is Working Designs, of course, badass company that, R.I.P. baby, R.I.P. But Ray Earth was, one of the best games, and I kept it because I never beat it. I got it when it first came out. I was like heavily into RPGs at the time, and Ray Earth was just one of those. And Working Designs was that company that you recognize, because I had Dragon Force 2 import, of course, and like I said, Magic Knight Ray Earth was one of the better ones of the bunch there. I had Panzer Dragoon Saga, sold it recently. God knows where it's at right now. It was a great game to play. Some of the best, like flying type of game. Like looking over the shoulder and like flying type game was really cool. Magic Carpet is a cool game. It is what it is. You'll recognize it. You see a guy, if you ever played on N64, Mesa Dark Age, there's a character in there called Al Rashid. He looks like the same dude that's on Magic Carpet. But Magic Carpet was a cool game. Guardian Heroes, I still have. Oh, shit. What else do I have? Earthworm Jim. 3D Blast.
Sonic 3D Blast?
Sonic 3D Blast, yeah.
I played that on the PC. I really love that game.
It's awesome. The color, Saturn to me was, okay, Saturn didn't do too well over here in the States. It was already badass in Japan. It just was. It was badass in Japan. Sega was already on their last leg here. They fucked themselves from the price of the Saturn when he was going to release it here. And it was just a bad way to market. For the color, the arcades that Sega still had, the games like Hydro Thunder, for example, is a badass fucking arcade. And it ported over fantastically, on the Dreamcast. So they still had games out there that was coming over for the Saturn. Daytona was a Saturn game. They had so many good games, but they just they hung themselves. They hung themselves with the prices. Their coloring was good. Sega's sound was awesome. Virtua Cop. Oh, come on. Virtua Cop's fucking awesome. One of the first arcades I bought, mind you, is Virtua Cop. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Wasn't one of the main reasons, though? Like, that came out, like, that's like PS2 era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the PS2 outsold them because, like, people weren't really used to discs and really like to fuddle with them. But PS2 could play DVDs and music.
Right.
So, like, there's a lot of non-gamers and people that have no interest in gaming that were like, oh, this is cheaper than a DVD player.
Yeah, exactly.
Just got it.
The built-in DVD plus games.
Plus CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
It was a combo. Now look. PlayStation had their chance to be the kings of the world again, and they fucked themselves.
When they had the copyright to Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm. They fucked themselves. They fucked themselves right now. They had first, when PS5 was first announced, it was going to be released. The very first talk that you hear, this is going to be a completely 100% backwards compatible system, and it's not. It's like, why? But Microsoft can do anything. Microsoft, now you have OG Xbox 360, Xbox One. Everything plays on the X Series. Everything. So eventually these other systems are going to be boat anchors again.
Yeah.
PlayStation could have done it. They could have done it. They could have did it. They had the idea with the PS3 when it was first released.
Oh, you got to remember, Bill Gates is back in Microsoft.
Well, that's because
that brain,
it's
dude. It's that brain. He knows what to do.
Back at it?
He's always about it, no matter what.
Microsoft is all computers, so it's him.
He resigned his CEO seat or whatever.
Yeah, but he still owns so much stock. I bet you he fucking tells him what to do and gives them ideas.
He's one of the higher ranked board members.
Yeah,
but he
But hey, Elon Musk
from his CEO.
Elon Musk is only at this point in time of this recording is only $8 billion away from becoming richer than him.
That's possible.
Tesla and SpaceX.
Well, Bill Gates is going to patent vaccines, so.
Well, yeah, that's fine. But to the public, Musk is just launching fucking cars into space and doing shit to get so much attention. And if you ever hear him speak, his brain,
breaking windows.
His brain is just constantly going.
He's wanting to change the trucking industry.
He wants to change everything.
There is self-going trucks by themselves now. That takes a truck driver and says, "Hey, we don't need you anymore." What the fuck?
I mean, I understand you're a truck driver and probably hate that, but Elon Musk he's reinventing the world right now. Like here's God, here's Jesus, and here's Elon Musk.
Well, Bill Gates did it when he first had.
Bill Gates is revolutionary, but now it's time for someone new to take the chair.
I see where he's going with it.
You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be somebody better eventually. You can't be the best of all time forever.
That's the same thing that happened in the gaming world.
Like, even Barry Bonds, man. Like, he was doing steroids and shit, but there are people that weren't and still beating his ass.
Babe Ruth is a big fat man.
Well, now.
Well, he's dead now.
I said Barry Bonds, not Babe Ruth.
I'm saying Babe Ruth. He was a big fat guy. And look at how many dongs that he hit.
He's a good pitcher.
And he was a pitcher. He was a damn good pitcher.
He was one of the first people to get like an actual contract and not, hey, show up and we'll give you $20.
Yeah, he got an actual contract. He was a pitcher, and he's not like he transitioned from position player to position player. He was a pitcher to a hitter.
Yeah.
And look at what he did. Revolutionized the sport.
That isn't very unlikely though.
You don't really hear much of that. You know?
Well, a lot of pitchers are bad. Like they're like 50 to 20% hitters.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when they get a piece of it, they throw it. Yeah, it goes far.
I always thought when I was a kid, I was a catcher, and I always thought that when I first got into baseball, I always thought that a pitcher should be able to pick up the pitches a lot easier because they throw them.
Yeah.
And it's actually not, because it's like in reverse.
Yeah.
It's completely backwards of what you see when you release. It's the same thing as a catcher. You think you can pick up them pitches quicker because you're a catcher. You see them coming out of a hand, where you're trained, from a little young age to watch how that ball moves coming out from the release point from a hand. Okay, but every pitcher is different. You can pick up some pitches as they're coming at you, but you can totally misjudge it. I thought as a catcher, I'm like, this shouldn't be an issue. When I was a kid, when I was little, I didn't have much of a problem.
Yeah. You also got that mass if you misjudge. It's okay to get hit in the face.
Yeah, I took one to the side of the head. We used to have an old field out in Paris, PA. I took one to the side of the head and charged the mound with the bat in my hand. I was thrown out of the league.
You just push the batter aside.
12 years old, thrown out of the league. Never forget it.
It seems like most baseball players really shine on defense, because otherwise you're just hitting. But then you're out there on the field playing your actual position that matters, because you're stopping the opposing team. Like, whenever me and my friends all play softball and get together, we do this once a year. Thanks. We do this.
Glorify a good approach.
We used to do this once a year because my buddy Nate comes up from Florida and we all get together. He kind of brings everybody together and we play softball and go golfing. And they always make me be the pitcher. So I was like, fuck it then. So I pitch it. And this dude fucking smacks the ball straight towards me. And I just put up my right bare hand.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I just caught it with my bare hand and threw it to first base. But at the same time, my mind was just moving. And I was like, I already got this dude out, but I still threw the ball to first base. It's like you have to be on point.
You have to be right on point, yeah.
So it's like I threw that to first base, even though it didn't matter, but I still caught the ball.
It's repetition.
Yeah.
That's how you're trained.
Yeah, so at that point on, they only made me pitcher. And I hate being pitcher so much. It is a terrifying job because most people just smack line drives.
It really is.
It's just terrifying.
Wait till you're over the hill and you play in church league softball, okay? And they're like, well, you want to pitch tonight? And I'm like, no, not really. Keep me at third. Well, my shoulder's hurting. Can you pitch tonight? I'm like, oh, fuck. And this is a church softball league, mind you. Like, fuck no, I don't want to. No, fuck you. This is a church league. And it's like, no, fuck you. You pitch.
Yeah, it's like I'll
give you an inning or two, and that's it.
Yeah, before they made me pitcher for like all that group up bullshit, I was an outfielder, and I was like, trust me, I like being an outfielder because I'd rather just wait for a ball to come here and I'll run to it and I'll catch it and we'll be cool. When you're a pitcher, you have to worry about those line drives straight into your fucking head.
Right. By the time you release, and if you have a good release, by the time you get your feet back set and you're actually trying to defend yourself, fucker's coming right back at your head. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and plus...
Nobody wears a jock anymore with a cup, so your nuts are gone.
Well, at least you guys are doing underhand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going slower. That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing.
The slower it's going, the harder it's coming back at you.
Yeah, it's like...
It's more of a swing.
Vic smacked the ball one day, my buddy Victor, and he's a big fucking dude, like muscular, not fat or anything. He's just a big dude. And he just smacked the ball, but it ricocheted off the ground, went up and hit Nate when he was being the pitcher, before I was pitcher, hit him right in the shin, and I'm not shitting you, dude, from his knee to his ankle, straight purple and black. It's just bad. Like, that's why I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to do this.
I still have my elbow. I didn't realize I broke it. And I was rounding third. Rolled my ankle. Went down, put my hands down to brace myself. And broke my radial head, my arm, my elbow. Didn't realize it. My arm was blue and purple like the next day. I'm like, yeah, fuck, it just hurt. Well, now my arm is crooked. And it's a good thing it's not this arm. Because I'd be cheating on myself.
Yeah, that's
fun.
We
wouldn't have to hear you in the bathroom anymore.
Nah.
Thump, 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 thump.
Slappy.
Fucking thumper in the bathroom.
Thump.
All right, let's roll with the Sega. We did Saturn, Dreamcast, right? Sega 3D then.
Let's do some Sega CD.
Sega CD. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said. We're drinking.
The Frankenstein object that was attached to the Jedi.
Yes, the Frankenstein.
Life cycle.
Okay, we're going to touch on some of the Sega CD. There was actually some decent games for Sega CD. Spider-Man, Batman. Some of the games were actually good. I still remember hearing the Batman themes playing Batman.
3% of those games were good.
That's about it. I'm looking on my shelf right now, and for fuck's sake. Well, I do have Brutal Paws of Fury. Awesome. Brutal Paws of Fury is cool.
Is that like the more hardcore version of the Nintendo pads?
Brutal Paws of Fury is just a fighter game that kind of mimics like Primal Rage.
Oh, fuck yeah.
With animals.
Yeah.
Not dinosaurs, though.
There we go.
Rabbits, all fucked up, coked out. It's pretty cool game, But I'm looking like one right now, and it's like, it has a cheetah on it, and it tells you about...
Animals?
A zoo, yes.
Yeah, I have that game, and I've had that game for 7 months now.
Dude.
And it has not sold on eBay.
Not sell unless somebody's trying to complete their Sega CD library.
Exactly.
Nobody wants it.
Filler game.
It is a filler game. But there was some decent games for Sega CD. It wasn't too bad. And Scottie Pippen basketball was not one of them. Prize Fighter was not one of them. Any of the games that had more of a... Well, no, I'll take that back. Most of the games that had more of a movie vibe to Sega CD was turds.
Well, it's like Jordan couldn't do it without Pippen.
Jordan couldn't do it without Pippen.
But Pippen can't do it without Jordan.
They're both in the Hall of Fame, ain't they?
Yeah, but still. When it comes to games, that's what I'm talking about right now.
Neglect fucking... Oh, shit. You know who I'm talking about? The guy who opened up...
all you said was, oh, shit.
With South Korea. Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. Rodman was
the only guy who could connect to Kim Jong-un on a personal level.
Dennis Rodman isn't enough himself. Dennis Rodman's a metalhead too, which is very cool. Very cool.
You know who else is? Jim Carrey.
He was very metal with his dyed white hair and his wedding dress.
And his boa with his lipstick and his eyeliner. He said he just likes the punk world. I'm like, dude, that's not punk, dude. I dressed up in punk.
Yeah.
Okay, I dressed up in the 80s at some point.
You need way more zippers, bro.
Yes. No, it's not happening like that.
Where are your safety
He's always
pins?
been very...
He's always been very out there. The 80s time rolled around, and I lived that era. You know, I was heavily into Poison and whatever else.
You know who else is like a big metalhead?
Who's this?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is.
Fucking Cannibal Corpse.
He loves Cannibal Corpse.
Loves
he loves
that.
Napalm Death. He loves Slayer. He loves Deicide. And this is Jim Carrey.
Have you ever seen his art?
Yes.
It's so good.
Jim Carrey's cool.
It's not horrible.
It's terrible.
It's
I like
not.
Jim Carrey.
It's
Jim
good.
Carrey's
It depends on what kind of art you're
It's
into.
a nightmare in pastel colors.
But that man.
That's the point.
Fucked up anymore.
Yeah, he's like
out there.
He's super depressed.
It was like, dude, how many acid hits did you survive in one night?
Dude.
How many Putin taking showers with George Bush did you make?
Dude, what has happened in your lifetime? Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's fucking awesome.
The Sega CD had some good shit.
This podcast is now just shouting out to Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's cool. Well, he's a legend. Well, we shouted out to Tom Hanks earlier.
No, like, look. Here's God. Here's Jesus. Here's Elon Musk, and here's Jim Carrey.
I'll go for that. Jim Carrey's a legend. Just below there, we're gonna put Tom Hanks. Just let him slide underneath.
No, we'll put him right next to Jim Carrey. I like Tom.
How about there's
I
even
think Red Rogers is a little bit higher, and then there's like a pretty little bush hidden in between them.
Is that Bob Ross?
Yeah.
Bob Ross. Fuck yeah, Bob Ross, baby.
Well, let's put Patrick Swayze right under Bob Ross.
I'll give Patrick Swayze all the world. He was awesome.
You should have got your prostate checked, man.
I love dancing with Chris Farley.
No, I don't want fingers in my ass unless it's from a chick.
You haven't had your prostate checked yet?
No, I probably should.
How could you tell the difference?
Oh, when I hit 30, I'm getting it checked.
You're supposed to do it at 30?
You're supposed to do it at 40, but cancer.
Whoa,
Mitch is so paranoid.
No.
Yeah.
We ain't doing this.
No.
I'm not caring about my health until I'm at least 50.
No, cancer runs in my family on both sides, so I will get it checked at 30.
We have diabetes on our side.
Well, my uncle recently died from that, so you should probably get that checked out. Yeah, first he lost his toe, then he lost his foot, and then he lost his life.
Really?
Yeah. Like in a very 3-year span of time.
That sucks.
The most beloved actors that had diabetes died not too long ago.
Which ones?
The dude who always was in that commercial was like, I got diabetes.
Oh God.
Oh, that was fucking.
You call
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford
Brimley.
You call that guy beloved?
I know that fucking name, Wilford Brimley.
Because we're old and that commercial's been around.
I remember that thing was up there.
Wilford Brimley.
I didn't really think he had diabetes, honestly.
He was a great dude.
I thought he was just advertising that I've got diabetes.
No, he actually kept people alive.
He did. He said, have everything checked. Yeah. Swayze gives you a reason to have your asshole checked. Yes.
Well, he had a heart attack.
Patrick Swayze was awesome.
My grandma's had 4 heart attacks. Let's not blame that.
No, Patrick Swayze died of cancer.
Yeah, he died of prostate cancer.
What was that last movie he was in? Donnie Darko.
I see Patrick Swayze. I see a couple of things. Okay, I see
Red Dawn Forever.
I see Black Dog.
Hell yeah.
I see Roadhouse. Yeah,
Roadhouse.
Not Red Dawn though.
I see some SNL skits.
Roadhouse.
Too.
Not
Farley. Yeah, that dance. That's so badass. Them doing Chip and Dale dances.
Oh, it's one of
I used to do
best
that in
SNL
high school.
skits.
I bet you did.
I did that shit in high school. No, dude. Okay. Now I was talking
Wait, were
to somebody.
you Farley or?
I was. I wish I was Swayze.
Dude, he was working up to buy that van down by the river.
Down by the river, dude. I could have done it. I remember at one point in time we was after football practice. Okay, and now you guys, anybody that's involved in like sports and stuff, you guys are a brotherhood. We are all a brotherhood. We always will be.
Yeah.
I only played solitary sports or bowling,
so
golf.
Many sports,
dude. Then
where
you haven't
the conversation was, "Hey, look at my," and you can fill in the rest.
Right. You get into the shower. You get into the shower after practice, and you're like, "Hey, let's play helicopter." So you go into the shower. The exact
reason why I only played solitary sports.
So you could play helicopter best. Yeah. And there was one guy that stands out. I'm not going to say his name, but for the love of God, dude.
He reached at least 10 RPMs.
It's like, what the fuck, man? You could take off. Just lay down, twirl it around. You're hovering. What the hell? The rest of us is like, okay, we can compete, but let's back down now. It's a brotherhood.
We don't want to risk the wang.
See, I was dared to do a Chris Farley slide on the floor after practice. How the fuck he did it, and let's see, it was Tommy Boy. I don't even know. Because let me tell you, being a fat dude, even if you are nice and lathered up, you don't slide across the floor like that. So I ran back to the shower. I went to slide across the floor in between the lockers, and I stopped. And it just stretched my shit, my stomach all stretched and shit, and everybody's laughing at me. I'm like, this fucking hurts, and I had a streak down my chest. Yeah, it's like a skid mark, man. You don't slide across something. No, you stop. It sucked. I thought I could slide. No, you don't. No. And that's after a helicopter fight in the shower. So yeah. Hey, buddy, pick up the shower. Here comes the chopper. Get to the chopper.
It's like I glued razor blades onto the head of my cock. I dare you to fight me now.
Okay, I some things happened in my lifetime that I'm not proud of. So I did spend. I've only been in jail once, twice, 3 times.
Fucking pussy.
Fuck you. I'll tell you how much of a pussy I can be. I didn't wash my ass for 48 hours, so if they was going to rape me in jail, they was going to get it with corn and all.
Tell us how comfortably that Genesis spit up that poop chute.
It doesn't. It comes out sideways, and it hurts very badly.
I always twist it, huh?
It twists. Spin it around.
See, when I went to jail multiple times, nobody ever touched me, and I was only in there long enough to be in a holding cell.
Yeah. Fucking whore.
See, nobody touched me. I figured that
I got the fuck out of there.
If I was
What'd you do?
raped in jail, then they was going to get it as nasty as possible. I shit and never washed my ass. I showered. I didn't like the smell, but I just kept my ass together. So I would shit, wouldn't wipe my ass. So I figured if anything happens, if they want it that bad, then they're going to get it with all its
fucking rank glory.
That's right. They're going to get it with all its bells and whistles. I'm in there for a suspended fucking license, mind you, and there's dudes in there that's waiting for trial for beating some guy's head in with a baseball bat, and I'm like, what the fuck? What are you in here for? Well, I tried to kill a guy. And that's what I say. I'm in there for a 48-hour suspended sentence for a license. Yeah, this guy tried to murder a fucker. This guy was killing kids. Yeah.
Well, see,
the guy next to me spit in a burger.
Another guy was a drug runner from Steubenville who really taught me a lot of good moves on chess and how to look at it a different way.
Well, see, this is why I've always played solitary sports.
You're a solo player.
I rode skateboards for 13 years, golfed and bowled.
You're a solo player. You do not play well with others.
No, I just
for 20 years.
No, I just want everything to either be my fault or everything good to be on me. So I'm just like, it's better if
glory hole.
No, it's better if nobody can blame me for a fuck up except me blaming me.
Glory whore. Put all the blame on you.
Yeah, you can put all the blame on me, but it's going to be me doing that, not somebody else bitching.
Do you really need that reassurance from yourself that you're that great by yourself, for yourself?
No, I don't want to be great by myself. I don't want to be blamed by others because I played basketball for 7 years when I was a young kid.
All the glory and none of the shame.
And I did whatever I was supposed to do. I did my job.
You can't be that bad when you're by yourself.
No, I did my job.
Wrestle.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't wrestle.
Yeah, I choked some dude out in 5 seconds. I'm pretty sure he was pretty disappointed with his performance.
Man, I suck.
No, I played basketball for 7 years. I did my job, and I hated every second of it. I played baseball for 3 years. Hated every second of it. Played soccer and tennis both for a summer, and I was like, fuck this. This is gay.
Well, you said soccer and tennis. That kind of.
Hey.
My mom made me do a sport, and I was like, dude, I'm not going to do it. And then she paid this money, and I was like, I'm going to stand here now. And she got super pissed. I was like, you don't have a choice but to kick me out. I don't want to do this.
No, I can't knock soccer because I did play soccer.
Soccer is fun if you're good at it and like wearing shin guards that rub up against your legs and cause a fucking rash and like fucking super uncomfortable. I don't like that.
Soccer, I only played 1 year.
Soccer is
I don't
for
like that.
homosexuals and foreigners.
I played soccer in the early 90s, late 80s, okay? So did you see the basketball shorts in the NBA then?
God.
Can you imagine what the soccer shorts fucking look like? Yes. It looked like a thong on sideways. Okay? No, and you're a little kid with a thong on side. No. Yeah, I played soccer 1 year. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate that.
Like you're waving to your dad in the crowd, and then you see this dude behind him in a trench coat looking awfully fucking fulfilled with his current situation.
looks like the head man from G.I. Joe.
It's like I just signed Wyatt up for basketball, and I watched him do his like training runs. So I was like, "Yep, I still remember these, and I'm gonna do these with you because you have no idea what the fuck." Like, I mean, you're 6, you don't know what you're gonna do, so I'm gonna teach you how to do this. But you like,
thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just tell you, fuck you ahead of time.
Do what?
I said, thanks, Dad. I'm gonna just say fuck you ahead of time.
No, he was just doing his things like he was supposed to, but I was like, we're gonna run these again. We're gonna keep running these. If you want to do this, we're gonna do this.
We're gonna keep doing it till you get it right.
I went with him Tractor Supply. We got the shot collar all set up.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you missed.
Listen to me. Like the poor bastard in Ghostbusters. Circle. Sorry, wrong.
Have you guys ever been in a dodgeball league? Like a real dodgeball league?
Dude, do you remember when we was gonna do that one year?
I did it.
We was gonna do it one year.
Exactly. Dude, we made it to the straight up finals, dude. And we lost. I was so fucking mad.
We was gonna do it. TNTVS was gonna do that one year. And we had a few of us that was going to do it. We needed like another chick. And the manager we had at the time, Ashley, thank you, she didn't want to play dodgeball. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, and she didn't want to play dodgeball. I don't know why, but we could have went all the way. We could have won the whole damn thing. It would have been another plaque on my wall. But because of you, we did not compete that year.
Should have strapped her to your back.
Ashley,
if
you're as bad in bed as you are in dodgeball, I believe it.
If she would have kicked our ass. She would have kicked our ass. She would have kicked. Yeah, she didn't play.
But anyway, the Sega CD.
The Sega CD.
How many dodgeball games are on Sega?
None.
Missed opportunity.
And as far as I ain't mistaken, there's only one fucking dodgeball game. Period.
Yeah, it's for the NES or the Super Nintendo.
Dodgeball for an NES.
NES, yeah.
It's the only one that I know of. No, yeah.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Sega 3D.
Sega CD.
Sega CD.
Oh my god.
It's the second time you've done
that.
So many damn games that just weren't worth a damn. Okay, there's Night Trap, which was pretty cool. There's fucking...
Everybody loves Night Trap, fuck you.
Corpse Killer, which was good.
How do you kill a corpse?
You gotta kill it again.
Yeah, but how?
They get back up and you kill it again.
The little dude in the jungle, he said that you just gotta keep on following him. You gotta shoot him in the head.
We're going on a tangent now. We need to finish.
That's what he says.
Let's wrap this up.
That's what he says in the game. You gotta follow. You gotta shoot him in the head.
Zombozos or some Dracula.
Whatever his name was, Zimbabwe something.
I was talking about Zimbozo zombies. Always pops in my brain.
Man, we're spilling them now.
Yeah.
Sega CD was decent.
Can't spill it empty.
But man, it's what it was, and it didn't. Short-lived. Two different systems, but it was short-lived. They made a mistake with the first type of system they built, and they did another one, fucked it up again. On to the next system for Sega. Thank you.
There you go. Now I gotta edit that out.
No, you don't.
Casey is very quiet.
I am being quiet tonight.
I think we're all just obnoxious.
I think that's it.
Look, I'm
Don't
stuck
take my excuses.
I am stuck in a video game store with 3 fucking drunks. Fuck you all.
And Mitch keeps turning on the volume.
I know, he did it to me a couple times.
He's making us
too.
deaf.
Like, as soon as I was talking, he turned it up, and then all I could hear was...
Look, guys, I'm not trying to fucking edit all this shit out. Let's just get on with the tangent and be done with it. Damn. Tangent I didn't want to freak out like that. I'm sorry.
Tangent's well, you did it in front of all of our viewers.
Well, no, we went on about sports for fucking 40 minutes.
No, we did not.
It wasn't 40 minutes.
It was like 30 minutes, but whatever.
It was a while.
Yeah.
Some of us were athletes.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I was. Buff Daddy's still the athlete. No, I'm not. I'm over the fucking hill.
We were both linemen, probably.
I was a tight end.
When you got
linebacker.
Hey, whenever you guys start skating handrails, you just tell me. All right. No, anyway.
Skating was.
Tell me when you break somebody's collarbone with your face.
You didn't do that.
I was a linebacker.
I don't believe you.
When you had
you're not bad enough.
When you had 3 stingers in one game and 2 concussions, one was smelling salts. Come talk to me.
Was that baseball?
That was football. 3 stingers and 2 concussions that I remember.
Yeah, well, I was in the band. That's all I got.
I rolled somebody's ankle and broke the ribs all in one game.
Same person.
Thumb was stuck in a...
Get up and hit him again.
Thumb was stuck in a face mask.
Oh, that sucks.
It does. It really does.
What did it break your shit?
Yeah. Yeah. Popped it right out of the joint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my nephew did that. He dislocated his thumb in football. They were playing on a muddy field, and he was the center, and he went forward, and his thumb went into the mud and dislocated it.
My middle son was a center. He was playing in one of the championships. We was in Brook, and the D tackle was in front of him. We had like a lot of running plays and shit, and his hand was constantly getting cleated. His right hand from getting cleated. He comes over on the sideline up from a timeout and said, "Dad, my hand. Look at my hand. My hand's all cleated." He said, "I can't snap. I can't snap." I said, "You get back in there. Right after you snap that ball, you drop and take your helmet right to his nuts. I guarantee you'll fucking stop."
Spike.
And I was coaching at the time, and he said, I can't do that. I'll get flagged. And I said, "No, you're not going to get flagged. Just
even if you get flagged, you'll still drop him."
He dropped and went right to his fucking nuts. Never did again. He had divots in his hand from cleats and bloody knuckles. And he kept on going. That was my son. He's a tough shit.
Well, usually you tie those digits together.
He didn't. He's just pure center.
Well, center,
he was a natural center. He couldn't do it. I wanted him to tie his ring finger and his middle finger together for a quicker grip, but he said he couldn't flip the ball that way, so he never did.
Sega is a very amazing system.
I will definitely.
And I think we got to the end of that here.
Yes, Sega was a fantastic system for what it was.
All consoles.
Yeah, Sega.
You
Sega
can play sports
should.
Games and not break
you
your
can
fingers.
play everything. Yeah, you don't get cleated, and you get to murder somebody and don't wind up in prison.
Yeah, you know what's stupid? We haven't even talked about their main fucking hype, which is sports games, but all we've done is talk about sports for the last half hour.
That's true.
There's that prickly blue fucker. What's his name?
Tails?
Yeah.
That's him.
it.
Yeah,
Tails is his name? A little prickly fucking, Which, mind you, if you've seen this
flying sidekick, Amy Rose.
If you saw the Sonic movie, okay, it was good. But if you saw the original, the one that was just released,
it just came out, yeah.
Jim Carrey,
well,
the one that they
fixed,
the one with Jim Carrey.
There's
the
a really
live
old
action
movie where Sonic saves a kingdom.
The one that came out with Jim Carrey, it actually turned out pretty good. But if you've seen the preview before he became the Sonic that he is, what kind of fucking crack was this hedgehog on? Okay.
Well, he had all of his
Bay's
real
best
human
stuff?
teeth. He had all of his real human teeth, so he couldn't have been on crack.
Any extra hidden gems though?
For Sega?
Yeah, any Sega system.
Any Sega system, I'd say, for Master System, anything Shinobi. Sega Genesis hidden gem would be Dinosaurs for Hire. Sega CD, Spider-Man.
All Spider-Man games are great.
All Spider-Man games are good. Dreamcast, hidden gem, not really. Power Stones was not really hidden gems. Capcom's best. There's a survival horror, kind of like put you in the realm of the Faculty movie. Ill Bleed, and then Sega Saturn. Shit, man, there was so many good ones. If you like a good RPG, Dragon Force by far.
You know Dragon Force, that one
God
band?
damn it, I'm quitting. Fucking people talking over me. We'll go cry.
Dragon Force band, power metal band.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up the show now. Check out TNTVS on Facebook. Every Friday they have a live auction.
Yes, we do.
It's usually around like 3 or 4 hours long. It's pretty sick.
We try to cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, but you don't.
I try.
Good music, good games, good prices, good sales.
Dave sings to you?
I sing.
Dave does sing and he drinks.
Yes,
That's the fun part. Sometimes you can hit him with that low ball and he won't catch it. You know what I'm saying?
I catch you. I know what you're trying to do to me.
Hit up those auctions.
Sunday claim sales.
Yes, Sunday claim sales
as well. Every Sunday we do a 2 p.m. claim sale on the TNTVS buy sell trade page. Like us on This and That Virtual Shop on Facebook, and our address 3356 Pennsylvania Avenue in Weirton. See you here. As always, good music always playing. We got some metal usually blasting in here. Come and see me, Hope, our manager, or one of the other lovely ladies that work here.
And thanks, Dave, for having us in your shop recording. Thanks for being on our show. And to you guys, we're going to try and have him as like a normal host on the show. It'll be a fun time.
Fun times.
And he made this episode pretty good, so yeah.
Viva Dave.
Thank you.
Catch us on Spotify, soon to be on iTunes, Purple Icon. That's about it.
And check out our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Tattered Couch Podcast.
Exactly. That one. You can always find me and Mitchell Lucas on Facebook. Instagram is Dope Cheetah. Twitter is Retro Drunk. Casey, you don't have any of that shit.
Because I'm old and I've never worked in society.
Yeah. So, thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you.